Hello guys, welcome back to 1878 Blues. This is the match preview for Everton v Manchester United. I do apologise for the setup and the lack of effort with this video, but it does feel like, it resembles how every Evertonian can feel at this moment of time with just, when things are looking good, we get hit with to me, a disgraceful punishment. That does not fit the crime, and I don't want to go into it too much because I've already done a video about it. But to be honest, since then I've read up more about it, I've watched more videos about it, and I've got a lot more knowledge about the situation, and the severity of what we've actually done is, to me, is very, very small compared to other clubs in the past, not even just the ongoing cases with Manchester City and Chelsea. It's still, there's a lot of reasons behind why we was in a loss like that. And I do believe, and I think I said in the last video, that it will get reduced. I just think it will. I think the Premier League this weekend is going to get a massive backlash, especially from Everton supporters, and we're going to showcase it at Goodison Park this Sunday against Manchester United, a team who's apparently top form, the best forming team in the Premier League in the past 5 games or something like that, which is very hard to agree with. Yes, in results, but performances and the state of the results, yeah, it's Manchester United we're talking about, and it's just not been good enough. They've had a few hiccups in Europe as well, and listen, they still won the games, and some of them they kept the clean sheet, and you could say, yeah, this opposition, and I've just slated them then. Well, not slated, I kind of just point the obvious out. Manchester United are bigger than these 1-0 scrape wins against these lower sides. Lower size clubs, and but they've still won. Champions in the past have done that, and they've kept clean sheets in some of them games, and despite the amount of injuries they've got, the unrest at the club, it's still a team who've got a very good record at Goodison Park. They've won, we've won, I think, 1 game in 8 years against Manchester United at home, something crazy like that, which is something I don't recall, because I feel like we've won quite a few games in my lifetime, and it feels quite recent that we've beaten Manchester United at home, but apparently not, unless I've got them stats wrong. But this game obviously has a lot more hype around it now. It's a must-see game for not just these two sides, fan bases, it's for everyone. It's the world to see. It's a massive game in the respect as well that are currently in a relegation battle. We could be out of the bottom 3 after this weekend. We could be out of it by a few more points more if these points deduction case gets reduced, which I think will get reduced to about 5 points or 6. So we'll have to see on that, but at this moment of time, it hasn't happened. You can't predict the future. You can't think that we're going to get some of our points back. We've got to earn them. We've got to be up for it. My worry is the emotions will be too high, and we'll lose concentration on what we've actually been doing in the past number of games. But I hope Sean Dyche will drill that into them, and I think he would have. I don't think as his pre-match says, he said that he didn't expect the 10 points. But a deduction is a deduction, so nevertheless we're losing points to something we've earned, and the players are going to feel grieved by that. They're going to want to fight back. The fans, the stadium is going to be a cauldron, something any team wouldn't want to go to right now, because yeah, I hope it doesn't turn too nasty. I hope we don't get in trouble more. I do hope this doesn't what's it called, it doesn't affect the case at all, the ongoing appeal case we have. I really do hope it doesn't do that. I don't know how it won't do that if we showcase some of the things we could be showcasing. That does worry me. I just want us to give Manchester United the most horrid time as possible. Maybe they might perform better Manchester United when the game is heightened like the way it is. It might feel like a final to them, like a semi-final to them. They want to kind of silence the crowd. It might give them motivation. But to me, United aren't United in spirit, in team ethic, teamwork, togetherness. They just seem like a bunch of individuals who are trying to become friends with each other, and it's just too forced. They just look so unbalanced. And I think we're more of a team than them. Just obviously they've got the odd individual class players, like Bruno Fernandes and whatnot, who make the difference. And we don't have that. We just have a collective of a good team at the moment, a team who know what they're doing, with a manager who's starting to get his style and his plans across, his ideas. So, when you look at it like that, you could automatically think that Everton will win the game. I still think we will, but I wouldn't. I feel like, it's mad. People saying 1-0 Everton, 2-1 Everton. It's going to be a close game. I honestly believe if I could give two predictions, it'd be 3-0 Everton, which sounds fucking crazy, but, I've seen crazy things in football, so really nothing surprises me anymore. Or it could easily be a 1-0 to Manchester United or a 2-1, a tight game, but they come out winning. In dramatic fashion, you could say. So it's really hard to predict, but I've got to back my boys. 3-0 might be crazy, but in reality, it can happen, especially with the atmosphere and whatnot. And they've got a few injuries. I know Luke Shaw's back apparently, but he's just come back and they still are disorganised. And I don't think Luke Shaw is as good as many people rate him to be. But we'll see. I'll be in work. I'll be keeping my eye out on the game. I don't think I could keep my eyes off it, to be honest, most of the time, because obviously it'll be on a big screen, and yeah, I'll be hearing everything. And willing Everton to get some points back on the board and just relieve that pressure. Even though a lot of media pundits think we're going to get out of this and we're not going to get relegated, things can happen in football. We only need a few injuries. Let's not forget this. I'm a bit worried that we could get a few injuries in this game because of the way the game, is advertised and the way the situation around the game. I do worry that the players will get a bit too hyped up for it and get themselves sent off. It'll feel like an injury then because they're going to be missing for 3 games or 1 game or whatever, and they could get injured for trying too hard, over like 110% work ethic, which could result in an injury, and it's one of them. But I think it'll deeply affect us depending on the player. If it's DCL, which it's a game I get worried about him playing in, if he gets injured, then it is worrying again, because he does make such a difference to the squad at the moment. But injuries will come across this season for us, and we've got to find our ways around it, and sometimes we have. And some players who are on the bench need to step up, and I hope they will. It gives me, but these predictions I give you before, I do feel like as well it could be a game for Beto, 1-0, and Beto scores an unbelievable goal or something and the crowd go off its head. I've been dreaming about that, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I just really want redemption for what's gone on. I want Everton to get some points on the board, and I want to keep the form, and I don't want this to completely distract what the players have been achieving in the past month or so. So yeah, up the Blues. This is going to be an emotional day for every Evertonian. I do hope we come out with the win and we can start looking forward and hoping with the appeal then will be quickly sorted out really, and we get a better sentence to the crime we've committed. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you all soon. Sorry it's a short one, but I just thought I'd keep it sweet and simple But yes, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all soon for the reaction.